Hi, this is Cem Ceminay, and welcome to Cem Ceminay Live podcast. President Donald Trump recently wrote a letter to Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan. The letter was found to be offensive, undiplomatic to say the least, highly unusual and disgraceful. He warned Erdogan not to be a fool or a tough guy. He threatened to destroy Turkish economy. Erdogan, on the other hand, condemned the letter, and it is said that he trashed it. He put it in the bin. The letter was bizarre, like a joke, as most things that Donald Trump does. The bizarre, and it's like a joke. But this is no joke. I found some letters that were trashed by Trump himself. He wrote them, and somehow he did not send them. He decided against sending them, and he trashed them to world leaders. And thank God he did trash them, did not send them. The first one is to Russian President Putin. It goes like this. Dear His Excellency Comrade Putin. Comrade, I like that. How are you doing, my short and bold friend? I always wanted to ask you what kind of name Putin is anyway. Who put in who to what and where to make you Putin? Now, Vladimir, I can understand. We had a plumber named Vladimir at Trump Towers. He was bald and looked a lot like you, but not as short, not like a midget. Vladimir fixed clogged toilets. I always joked with him that he had a shitty job that paid good. He never laughed. Kind of like you. You never laugh or smile too. Actually, your job is not shitty, but cannot be easy. It must be tough to run a country that is freezing cold and packed with steamy hot chicks. I have had many first-hand experiences with gorgeous Russian broads, mostly blonde and bleached. Well, to be honest, it started first by hand and went all the way after that. I even have a video with one of them that I had to pay off to avoid a scandal. That reminds me, to tell you the truth, I have never seen you with a woman. Why? I once saw your photo in a magazine riding a horse with no shirt on. You reminded me of the movie Brokeback Mountain. This might be a little personal question, but are you gay too? If so, it's okay to be gay. I have a lot of rich and powerful Republican friends that are notoriously gay. They used to deny it and then decided to come out of the closet. They are all very happy with their lives now. And as far as I'm concerned, all Democrats are gay anyway. They never have a problem coming out of the closet. You should be smart and come out of the closet too. Just like that irritating Me Too movement. You can call it Me Gay Too movement if you like. You should also be smart and stop selling those S-400 missiles to Turkey. It's not good for business. They buy from us and then you come into the picture and sell them the same, and we both cannot deliver. I recently also wrote a letter to my good Turkish buddy, President Erdogan. It was a very sincere, no bullshit letter just like this one. Comrade Putin, come to your senses and use your head. And I don't mean just giving or getting it. The part with the brain or whatever's left with it. Don't be stupid. If you don't stop with that S-400 shit, I will tell the world except CNN and New York Times that you are gay. I will destroy you. Remember that I have destroyed more people in my life so far than Chernobyl, and I'm not done yet. It was a good television series, by the way, Chernobyl. You should watch it if you haven't so far to see how dangerous I can be. You know, sometimes I even get scared of myself. If you disobey my orders, you will become the laughingstock of KGB and all other abbreviated three-letter things. Your enemies will come after you one by one. Meanwhile, I will become a hero in Ukraine while you freeze your ass in Siberia. So don't push your luck. You have been warned. Talk to you soon. Sincerely, the Donald. Well, that was the first letter that I got a hold of out of the Donald's trash. And now these are unsent letters. Thank God he did not send them. He decided the last second, the last minute, not to send them, and he trashed them. And I found them. And just for you, I have these 3 very important letters in my podcast. And this is the second one, going to dictator Kim Jong-un. Why do I say he's a dictator? Because Trump said it in his letter. It goes Dear His Excellency Dictator Kim Jong-un, how is my chubby little Korean friend with the weird hairstyle and funny face doing? Actually, I like the way you look. It makes me look normal. Ha ha ha. Just kidding. American joke. You would not understand, so don't bother to Google it. Anyway, I was informed by intelligence guys at CIA that you were being a very bad boy again. Now, we can't have that, can we, chubby? All those nukes, chemical weapons, missiles, war toys you have must be kept in your basement, as I told you many times before. Don't be an idiot. Don't be stupid. I know you don't mean any harm, but the rest of the world is worried because, to be honest, you do look a little crazy. And I don't want to be bothered by all those stupid G8 leaders calling me all the time and complaining about you. If you don't know what G8 means, I have no idea too. We just get together to talk things we'll never do while some jobless people outside demonstrate all the time. What they protest, I have no idea. And to be honest, I don't give a damn. Anyway, my pot-bellied friend with pudgy cheeks, don't you have better things to do over there? Take a load off. Go eat some of your Labrador Retriever, Cocker Spaniel, dog meat, shit or whatever. Good place to open a pet shop. You'd sell all your stock in one day. Just kidding. Have fun with those tiny women that all look alike. How can you tell one from the other? I'll never know. But who cares, as long as they get the job done, right? I will not warn you again, chubby. My hand is on the red button. One touch, and I'll blow you out of this world. If South Korea goes too, it'll be on you. Sometimes I can't tell who is north, who is south. And how come you guys don't have an east and west? Now that's what I call weird. We have all those, even in good old New York, which is not a country yet. But a lot better than your miserable Pyongyang, which I have to look up every time to get the spelling right. There is also a very famous song called New York, New York, you know. And I doubt they will ever make one called Pyongyang, Pyongyang. I guess you got my message. Don't be a tough guy, chubby. Don't be a fool. You can do whatever you want in your own country and with your own people. No one cares. At least I don't. But you have to stay in your territory and not threaten others. So do we have a deal? If not, keep in mind that with the tip of my hand, you will be fired from this earth. Only God knows where you will land and in how many pieces. I enjoy saying you are fired to people, so be careful. History may not look kindly of me if I blow you out of this earth, but I really don't give a shit. I don't think it's going to make any difference at all after all I've done so far. Talk to you soon, chubby. Sincerely, the Donald. That was the second letter, and the last one goes to Britain, England. Dear His Excellency, Sir Boris Johnson. Dear His Excellency, Sir Boris Johnson. Sent to London. Hi there, my good friend that speaks my language. It is such a relief to write to some dude who can read and understand what I'm saying. I called you His Excellency and Sir, even though you are neither, just so that we get off on the right foot. How is that old bag that you call your queen doing? Charles is never going to see the crown because of her, is he? When he does, he'll be too old to realize that finally he is the king. Ha 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 ha. There you go. Some dry humor for you, just like you Brits like. Anyway, I can't believe a guy like you from east side of New York named Alexander Boris de Pfeffel Johnson has somehow become the PM, Prime Minister of Britain. It must be because of that bright, shiny yellow hair of yours, which happens to be a cheap imitation of mine. You should thank me for being your role model. Otherwise, no one would notice you. You'd be one of the contestants in Simon Cowell's Britain's Got Talent show seeking 15 minutes of fame. If it wasn't for your great Donald Trump look-alike hair, you would be just like that random guy called Tony Blair, who now I believe lives in Dubai and has become a sheik. While we are on this important subject of hair, get rid of those stupid bangs. It makes you look like Owen Wilson with a decent nose. Bangs are stupid. I tell that to Melania too, but she never listens to me. Banks serve no purpose other than making you look stupid. That is, unless you have something to cover up on your forehead, which as an Englishman, you probably do. You Brits are all the same. You always have something to cover. Always mysterious, like those juvenile Agatha Christie novels, and boring as hell like BBC and Downton Abbey. Also, you do not know what to do most of the time. I am like that a little bit too. I have no idea what I'm doing to do next, but at least I always come up with a perfect solution for everything. Notice how smoothly I handled the recent Middle East crisis with the Turks and the Kurds and those three-letter terrorist groups that confused the shit out of me. But you chaps are the worst procrastinators that I know. Terrible negotiators. Bad business people. You should read and learn from my book, The Art of the Deal. You guys decide on something and then hesitate doing it. It's probably because you have no guts. What is it with this Brexit shit, man? Can't you guys make up your mind? Why are you so eager to leave the EU, European Union? First, you started using your own currency, and now this. You think you are better than anyone, don't you? Let me tell you something, you're not. If it wasn't for us, the United States of America, you guys would be absolutely nothing. No pop stars, no movie stars, no TV stars, no nothing. Let me remind you that it was a true American hero, Ed Sullivan, that made your Beatles world famous. If not for our good old Ed and the power of American television, which also helped me become the president of this great nation, the so-called Beatles would have just remained as potheads playing common pubs in Liverpool. I made America great again, and I can destroy Britain if you don't stop with this Brexit nonsense. Even the name Brexit is weird. Unless you haven't noticed, it is nothing like Billary, Brangelina, Kimye, Tomcat, or Tremelania. Tremelania? The last one I just made up to make a point. Tremelania. You guys found the stupidest combinations ever. Brexit sounds more like a brown breakfast cereal than anything else. Anyway, I promised my friends at the EU that I would talk you out of this annoying move. And once I give a promise, I must deliver. At least it has to look like I kept my word. So don't be stupid and make me look bad. If you do, I will make you look worse than Boris Karloff's Frankenstein. I will bloody destroy your economy. I use the bloody word because you Brits seem to like it a lot. I will ban the import of Rolls-Royce and all luxury cars. You will lose your customers in Beverly Hills, which will be more than enough to go bloody bankrupt. I will also put all British citizens in the same category as those bloody Mexicans. You will have a great deal of problems when you want to visit our country, especially Florida, which has sunshine all year round, unlike your rainy, foggy, shitty, bloody weather. I hope I have made myself clear. You have to vote again or do whatever your parliament does over there and turn that Brexit into Brit-in. Brexit, Britain. ASAP. Got it? If not, I am coming to get you, Boris. And believe me, you don't want that. It will not be a pretty sight. I'll call you later. Sincerely, the Donald. So these were the letters that were trashed, unsent letters by President Trump, Donald Trump. Bizarre, like a joke, but then again, it's Donald Trump. Gemini Live podcast. It was all about the letters from Trump. Trashed and not sent. But here on Gemini Live.